Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And this is the official fight prediction, as you guys been waiting for, of Tyson Fury versus Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey man, where's the prediction? Where's the breakdown? What do you think? Who do you think will win? Who takes it? Here you go. First off, Tyson Fury, based on what I've seen him do in the past, he has the ability to outbox Dillian Whyte. He has that ability. I see him, and I can see him outboxing Dillian Whyte. But that's what I've seen him do, not what I've seen him say what he's going to do. And what we've seen from Tyson Fury, the things that he says, he actually goes out and executes. However, that's been with one fighter, and that one fighter, we know who that is, Deontay Wilder. And I think with Tyson Fury saying that he is going to attack Dillian Whyte and bring it to Dillian Whyte and to fight Dillian Whyte. Well, I know Dillian Whyte can do one thing, is fight. Is he that all great of boxer? No. But can he box? Sure. Can he outbox Tyson Fury? No, he can't. But if Tyson Fury's game plan is to back up Dillian Whyte, knock him out with a right, bars, if that's what his intentions are, he may have a fight on his hands. So we're not even talking about boxing at all. We're talking about going toe-to-toe. You know, maybe it's a Jedi mind trick of Tyson Fury that said he's going to do something that he knows that's not a smart thing to do, so he won't. But he wants people to think that he's going to do, to make people think that he's going to fight Dillian Whyte the way he said he's going to. But the way he says he's going to, he doesn't do on the day. He boxes and he moves, and he boxes and he moves. But here's the thing, and I want people to understand, that Tyson Fury, if he decides to outbox, quote unquote, Dillian Whyte, you think Dillian Whyte hasn't saw that before? Those guys have went rounds after rounds after rounds. I'm not talking about an Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury 3-rounder. I'm talking about rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds of sparring. Yes, it was a long time ago. Yes, they've improved, I guess, right? But nonetheless, people know each other. You make adjustments based on who you're in there with and who you're fighting. But for the most part, you pretty much fight the same way, the other fighter the same. Now, will they be looking for certain key things that they do? Of course they will. But him saying that I'm going to give up my boxing ability, I'm going to give up my height by going toe-to-toe, I'm going to give up my speed, not really, because speed is reflexes. So I think he can beat Dillian Whyte to the draw, to the punch. Okay, but will those punches hurt Dillian Whyte? They may or may not. But can Dillian Whyte hurt Tyson Fury? He may or may not. I think he can. Okay? I know Dillian Whyte is not a Jarrell Miller that he sent packing after dropping 7 times. We've heard rumored that Dillian Whyte dropped and put Tyson Fury on his ass a couple times. Okay, so we don't know. But what we do know, these guys know each other. I think this is going to be one hell of a fight. How long it lasts. You know, if they're both in shape to go 12 rounds, this may be the best thing we've seen since Tua versus Ika Barabuchi. You know, but again, Tyson Fury, based on what we heard Tyson Fury do, he's putting himself in danger of getting caught. Because the guy that we seen Tyson Fury beat up twice, back to back, was not a fighter at all. He was a very good puncher, but he was a one-handed puncher. That means he could only really throw one punch at a time. And that's Deontay Wilder. And we have to keep... People love to do this with Tyson Fury. Oh, he beat the hardest puncher. Yes, the hardest puncher, not the best fighter. And sure as shit, not the best boxer. Okay? So, if we know that, I mean, let's take all the other bullshit out. Let's take the PR out of it, because that's what we hear. Oh man, he knocked out one of the hardest punchers in boxing history. That's what people say. He beat Wilder. Well, where the hell was Wilder ranked? Where was he really ranked? He was already beaten. He was already criticized for not fighting the best. That Anthony Joshua negotiations fell through. Then we found out that, hell, he was offered more money to fight Joshua, and he chose to fight Tyson Fury. So who was ducking who? Okay, that was all debunked. But the bottom line was Wilder wasn't in there with enough opposition to show us that he was that dangerous of a fighter. We just knew he could punch. But can he fight? Could he add things with it? No. He was lanky. That's why when he tried to throw combinations, they looked like that. Like some double dutching and shit. Because he was not a fighter. He was a guy that could catch you with one powerful punch at a time. Okay, and Tyson Fury knew that. So with the holes that he knew that he could do that with Wilder, that's Wilder. That's not Whyte. Now, if I see Tyson Fury show me that he's doing that with Whyte, I would be very impressed because we know Whyte can scrap. Whyte will throw punches. Whyte is a mid-range scrapper. He wants that type of fight. So if Tyson Fury gives him that type of fight, this makes it more of a 55-45 in the favor of Fury. Why? Because Fury's quicker. His reflexes are sharper, I think. But that's given what will happen in the fight. How will they really be trained? Who's really training the hardest? I would say that Dillian Whyte, because he hasn't been in the spotlight like we heard his brother say today. We haven't seen him talk a lot of smack or a lot of trash. We've just seen him grinding. That's all we've seen Dillian Whyte do. So it really will come down to who's in shape. Okay. And I don't want to say and do this. And I'm like, hey, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be in shape. No, we'll know who's in shape on the day. But as of right now, since Tyson Fury has given up all or damn near all of his accolades, the height, okay, and the boxing ability, by coming and taking it to Dillian Whyte, I give it a 55-45 fight in favor of Tyson Fury. Okay. And that's not a large margin just because Tyson Fury is saying that he's going to come right at Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte. That's the best I could do for this particular fight, because if Tyson Fury goes out there and boxes, you know, he could outbox Dillian Whyte, I feel. But then at the same time, Dillian Whyte has seen that same Fury again and again and again after round after round after round. So we must remember that these guys have history. So we'll see what and who learned what about themselves, who remembers what they know about themselves, depending on how they fight. Now, if Tyson Fury uses a fusion, which I think that he's going to do, he's going to go in and fight in spots and box in spots. And I think that would be the safest route for Tyson Fury. But nonetheless, Dillian Whyte is being in training for whatever he knew about Tyson Fury and then much more. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this fight prediction. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.